everybody. Welcome back to The Absurd, a podcast about the absurd. We do absurd news and absurd mysteries and absurd histories, and that's about it. Well,
that's
we have
it.
more.
Well,
Well,
that's all we talk about.
well, no, but I can't think of anything else on the fly. That other voice you hear is Mel. Hi, Mel.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay.
How was your day? What'd you do today?
Well, I got my flu shot
Oh yeah.
and my 6th COVID vaccination
Wow.
in other arms, like opposite arms.
Okay then.
Yeah, and no problems yet, but I'm anticipating tomorrow.
Yeah.
Actually, I asked the, I don't know what she is. She works at the pharmacy, and she gives needles. And I asked her, I said, have you given lots of needles before? What I meant was, have you ever given a needle before?
Right.
But I wanted to be nice about it. She goes, oh, yeah, lots. I'm like, okay, cool.
So you don't want me to punch you in the arm right now?
No. And not that one either.
No. I had to check. Did you?
Well, yeah, it wasn't, because they don't hurt, but if I touch them, they're a bit tender. Tendre. No,
So I can punch you in the arm.
No. Well, I mean, you can, but you shouldn't.
Okay.
So when I was leaving her little office, I said, hey, do you want me to come out of here screaming so I freak other people out?
Did you say that?
I did. And she laughed. She said, no. She didn't say it like that.
No, probably not.
How was your day?
It was all right.
Yeah?
I was at the office today, so you know.
You look very office-like.
Do I now?
Yes. With your power suit.
My power suit.
Yeah. Don't mess with Melina.
I know. I'm wearing a tie today.
Straight, there ain't no glass ceiling with Mel. She'll break it all down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, it was good.
And you had a tikka masala for lunch?
I did.
Nice. I'm not going to talk about food otherwise. I just wanted to reference that.
That is okay.
You know, I'm going off of food. I'm not going to eat for the next while.
Are you now?
Probably for November.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, I'm going to my parents for dinner later and I'll eat there.
Awesome.
It is kind of awesome. Yeah, so November 5th.
It is.
2 big things.
What's that?
Well, obviously what's going on south of the border.
Yeah.
And November 5th is remember the 5th of November. It's Guy Fawkes Day.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
I don't know
weird.
what this is, so you'll have to explain.
So, okay. So Guy Fawkes in 1605. It's a long time ago.
It was.
He and a group of other people tried to blow up Parliament. Yeah, British Parliament, that is.
Okay.
They were captured. He was heavily tortured. And then, classically, because this is the punishment for treason, well, was a punishment for treason, he was drawn and quartered.
Really?
Which would suck.
Yes, it would.
Like, a lot.
Yes, it would.
You know?
Wow.
You're probably
That's
not
aggressive.
coming back from that.
Probably
Get up and walk it off, dude.
Yeah.
Show them who's the boss.
Yeah, just a scratch.
I don't have any legs. I don't care.
Just a scratch. It's fine.
Yeah, 'tis but a flesh wound.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but also in England tonight, and this was awesome. It's bonfire night.
Bonfire night.
Yeah. So, like, where we might gather together. Well, not might. We do gather together. Let's say on Canada Day and have fireworks, or on Victoria Day. They get together on this day and have bonfires. But like the communities will have them, and they're friggin' ridiculously huge.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like you're not pulling up your lawn chair beside this.
No. That's a big thing in Newfoundland still, actually.
What am I saying?
Yeah.
That's when
Yeah.
I was looking it up today because I wanted to confirm the date, like what year this happened. It said it's barely recognized in Canada anymore, but still is in Newfoundland. Und Labrador.
Yeah, I remember doing it as a kid.
Yeah.
It was like the thing to do. Everyone would just gather around this giant fire.
Yeah. And it was weird. Like they have fireworks as well. But in the town that I lived in England on this night, they had in their community park or whatever it was, they had a stack of wood. No kidding, man. That it must have been 25 feet high. And probably, I don't know how wide at the base, like 50 feet.
Damn. That's a big fire.
Yeah. And then if you look, because of course it's night, if you look across, you can see them at other towns
Oh, cool.
around the countryside.
That's neat.
And
I love
and
me a
then
good
fireworks
bonfire.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was very very medieval feeling in a way, you know.
Yeah.
But it was fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah. So the election's going on, you know.
The election's going on.
Yeah. I have a bit of business I'd like to take care of first here.
What's that now?
Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell everybody.
Okay.
A couple of shout-outs, actually.
Ooh, I like shout-outs.
First off, it was actually my cousin, Randy, who emailed us. Mm-hmm. And I just saw him a couple weeks ago. Haven't seen him for probably a year. Lives in Ottawa area. And I told him about the podcast, and he's been listening to it quite faithfully. And he sent us quite a lengthy review. You recall you read it.
Yeah.
With a bit of constructive criticism, which we're all for.
Yeah, absolutely.
We really like it when people give us compliments. But, you know, feedback is awesome, and he gave us some great feedback. So thank you, Randy. I also want to thank Becky Clare, who sent a comment last night. I shared it with you there about how much our sound quality has improved.
Yes. I mean, I will vouch for that one for sure.
100%. It was a pain, man. Like, we hated it too.
Yep.
But it's a
all
balance.
a learning curve, right?
100%.
We've never done it before, so we had to play around with it till we got something that works. So
that's right.
You're welcome.
Who you, what?
The people.
They thanked us, but they're also like happy, and thank them for staying with us.
Yes, yeah, that too.
Also to Scott Mitchell, because he follows us quite what's the word, steadfastly. I don't know.
Yeah.
On Facebook.
Yes.
And we genuinely appreciate that.
Yeah.
Also, we got an email with a question.
We did now.
We did indeed.
All right.
Actually, it wasn't an email; it was through Instagram.
Okay, same thing. No, it's not.
Not even close. So this is from Kira T in the city of Cork in Ireland.
Okay.
Ireland. That's the only word I can only do R's really well in Irish. She asks if Mel and I research our own stories, and do we know what stories the other is bringing to the show?
Good question.
It is a good question. We absolutely do our own research, like individually. And we don't really tell each other much about our stories. We basically just give enough to know that we both haven't come with the same story.
Yes, because that has happened.
It has happened,
It's absolutely happened before.
Right.
So yeah, just sort of the tagline of what we're talking about, and then we get into the whole story when we're together. So
that's right.
What you're hearing is pretty...
raw, if you will.
Yes, yeah.
It's sincere and organic.
Organic. That was the word I was looking for. Yes.
It's a good buzzword.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully that answers your question, Kira. And thanks very much for writing.
Any other questions, please send them on over.
Yeah, any of you.
Love it.
You know, nothing too personal, but, you know, well, surprise us, I guess.
Yeah,
you know,
I suppose.
You know, I'm open to suggestion, as it were. So, and one more thing.
Yeah.
I actually saw a story pop up when I was researching about a story you did. And this was, I can't remember if I saw it on Reddit or I just came across it on a news site, but it was talking about how people in Newfoundland still that's the wrong word, but still hold to the idea of the old hag.
Ah, the old hag. Yes.
Yeah. Do you remember when we did that?
I do.
Do you? But exactly?
Yeah.
That was our very first episode.
Was it the very first one?
Yep, episode 1. Old hags, death by potatoes, and Chechnya beats.
Right.
Yeah, that's going back.
It
way
is going
in the
back.
Wayback Machine, all the way to May.
Yeah. Cool.
God, it feels like decades.
I know.
Ugh, no, not really. Yeah. Cool. So there's some opening news for us.
Yeah, that's cool.
And yeah, anything else?
No, let's get into it.
Opening news. All right. So I'm going to start off with something from Japan. Do you like pizza? Actually, no, this isn't from Japan. We're going to start off with a story in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Which is nowhere near Japan.
It's not. Not even close.
Yeah. Hey, Mel.
Yes.
Do you like pizza?
I love pizza.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to ask you the next question.
Why?
Do you like THC?
Maybe. What's THC?
I can't pronounce it. Tetrahydrocannabinoids or something like that. I can't remember. It's cannabis. Right. That's what we're talking about.
Yes, of course.
Now, Wisconsin. This is in Stoughton or Stoughton. I don't know how you say it. Wisconsin. Wisconsin pizzeria apologizes for unintentionally contaminating pizzas with THC. THC contaminated oil from a shared fridge was mistakenly used to make the pizzas.
Oh.
Famous Yeti's Pizza in Stoughton, Wisconsin, said the potential contamination applies to pizza sold between October 22nd at 4:30 p.m. through 12 p.m. on October 24th.
Damn.
I wonder how they know that so precisely.
Yeah, that is very precise.
The business said contaminated oil from a shared fridge was mistakenly used to make the pizzas. After receiving reports from staff, Yeti's owners and employees underwent an investigation with the Stoughton police and the local health officials. The pizzeria said in a Facebook post, "Today it was confirmed that pizza had been sold with dough mistakenly prepared with Delta 9 contaminated oil." That's the good.
Oh, I was going to say, what's Delta 9? I've never heard of this.
I think it's also like a nerve gas in one of the James Bond movies.
Oh, is it?
Early on, yeah. I'll look into that because I'm sure people are fascinated. The oil accidentally used in the product originated from a shared storage space in the on-site cooperative commercial kitchen, said Yeti's. Yeti's operates in a space with a shared kitchen where other businesses store and make food and other products. The pizza shop said it is working with authorities to improve storage and safety protocols. "We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience or harm caused," said the pizzeria. Yeti's confirmed that all contaminated products at the restaurant have since been destroyed. Public Health, Madison and Dane County also issued a warning to community members to discard of any uneaten pizza purchased during the contamination period. Yeah,
I'd be eating that.
Damn straight. We want to be sure anyone who has this pizza on hand throws it away so they don't get sick, said Bonnie Armstrong, Director of Environmental Health at Public Health, Madison and Dane County. If you ate the pizza and are experiencing THC-related symptoms, please contact your healthcare provider or call 911 if your symptoms worsen. Public Health, Madison and Dane County said symptoms of THC consumption can include, listen to this.
Okay, can't wait.
Dizziness, increased blood pressure, increased heart rate, nausea, vomiting, anxiety, panic attacks, paranoia, hallucinations, short-term memory impacts, time distortion, and sleepiness. Time distortion. That sounds heavy, man.
That does.
Oh my God, Mel. We're back in 19th century England.
I don't think that's what they mean.
Oh, okay.
But, you know.
Stoughton EMS also alerted Public Health of the contamination. It said they transported multiple people with THC-related symptoms after they had consumed Yeti's pizza. Now, I want to stress that, okay, if somebody, obviously people didn't know they were getting THC in their pizza, right?
Right.
So that's not cool. It's not cool, like, obviously to dose somebody.
Right.
And God forbid if kids got it.
Exactly.
It wouldn't hurt you. Like, you're not going to, suffer any ill long-term effects at all.
Right.
But it could suck, and especially if you've never had cannabis before.
Yep.
And you don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So, but do you remember we heralded back to an earlier story.
The cooking line one.
Yeah.
That's what I was just thinking about.
Yeah, with the little girl at the Japanese restaurant in California.
Yes. Yeah.
Who accidentally got alcohol. Same thing. It was mismarked in a fridge. Dudes, they got to start watching their fridges.
Especially stuff like that.
Well,
You
yeah.
don't mess around with that.
Like, I'd almost be more bothered if my kid got alcohol. Well, yeah, I mean, you can't really, there's no such, marijuana, like cannabis toxicity is ridiculously high.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you really couldn't consume enough to do it.
Right.
Alcohol toxicity,
Yeah.
I think I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. There's
know?
there's a new business plan. THC pizza.
Well, it's not a terrible idea.
That's not a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Kill 2 birds
What birds?
on the pizza.
You shouldn't kill birds.
Yeah, right on the pizza.
No, you want birds on your pizza?
Yeah.
Gross. Can I have the extra starling, please? Yeah, so that's what's going down in the cheese state or whatever it's called in Wisconsin.
That's something.
It's something, all right. I wonder if any of the local pizza places offer that on the sly.
On the side?
Yes, on the sly.
Would you like some THC on the side?
Maybe. No, I don't want that. I want
Is
it
it
right in
like
my crust.
Double toppings? Considered double toppings?
Yeah, can I only get it on half? Yeah, so that's going on. You got anything for us?
Yeah. A Kentucky woman was arrested.
Kentucky woman. Sorry.
Are you done?
Yeah, very done.
Okay. I'm going to do that again.
Sorry.
A Kentucky woman was arrested after police found dismembered body parts partially cooked in her home.
Jeez.
A gruesome discovery was made by a construction worker who had been hired to work on this home. The man who called police said he saw Torlina Fields. We're going to call her Tori.
All right.
And her mother, Trudy Fields, who owns the home, when he visited Tuesday evening.
Sorry, did it say how old this Torlina was?
I believe.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I thought you said it doesn't matter. Karen.
No,
My
but I
apologies.
think she was like 33 or something like that
okay.
when
Right.
I was looking at it.
Okay.
He said no one else was there. It was just the two of them.
Right.
The man told police that before he left the home that night, Tori was casting spells on them and being confrontational, according to the arrest citation, which notes that she may have been using drugs.
She got one of those pizzas.
She did, yes. When the worker arrived at the property the following day, he couldn't find the homeowner, but then came across a dismembered body in the backyard.
Oh.
He thought the remains were Trudy's, and he called the police. Officers attended the property and found a woman's body on a blood-stained mattress. Troopers then spotted a second blood-stained mattress that had been dragged toward the back of the house. After discovering another woman inside the house, troopers attempted to speak with her. This would have been Tori.
Right.
But she allegedly refused to acknowledge them or allow them entry, forcing them to procure search warrants. Units responded and found a dead female in the backyard. Sorry, I heard beeping. I was confused. That was you? Okay.
No.
At approximately 11 p.m., members of the special response team found Tori, 32, so she was 32, alone in the house. Police gave her multiple commands to leave her home, but Tori allegedly refused to comply. The special response team was eventually forced to remove Tori from her home, and they did so without incident. After taking her into custody, troopers discovered that parts had been removed from the body outside and were stuffed into a fold-up mattress. Because what else would you do with these body parts?
Can't imagine.
Got to put them somewhere.
I would think so.
When troopers finally took Tori into custody, she had blood on her face, hands, and clothing. They entered her home and reportedly found a stainless steel pot containing body parts that appeared to have been cooked in an oven. The victim was Tori's mother.
Oh, God.
Tori has been charged with obstructing government operations, tampering with physical evidence, and abuse of a corpse, and may face additional charges relating to the incident. She is currently being held at the Bourbon County Detention Center. Her arraignment is scheduled for Monday.
Sorry, Bourbon County?
Bourbon County.
Bourbon?
You got it.
Damn, cool.
You want to go?
Kind of. Not a huge
what they
bourbon
have there.
fan, but
I wonder what they have there. Bourbon?
Probably. Well, that's like Kentucky sipping whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, like I have... Okay, so Tori and Trudy.
Yes.
I mean, how did Trudy die? Because we're talking in the span of a day, right? Because that worker dude...
Yes, he was there, and then he
Tori
came back.
and Trudy were there.
Yeah.
And the next day, no Trudy.
And no Trudy.
Well, yes, Trudy, but bits of Trudy.
Yes, parts of her. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're still investigating. They're trying to figure out why and where, when, and how.
And because possibly Tori killed Trudy.
Yes.
Right.
That's the assumption. Yes.
And
I mean, she was covered in blood.
And cooked some parts.
Because she was casting spells and.
Yeah, but why would you cook a human when you come from a state with such great chicken?
I don't know, man.
You know?
I don't know.
Yeah. Do you like KFC?
I love Dirty Bird.
Oh, me too. But it's not what it used to be.
So good.
I know.
I really enjoy Mary Brown's, though.
But I remember I said I wasn't going to talk about food.
Yeah, I know. Here we are.
Yeah, anyway.
And we went from talking about body parts to, fried chicken.
Well, it's because it's Kentucky.
Yes.
Right? It's the state of Kentucky. It's their national bird or whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I picture her stirring up body parts and casting spells.
You need a big pot.
In a big pot.
Like a really big pot.
Yeah, like a big
cauldron.
witch's brew.
A cauldron.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have Newt. Hair of Melina.
Yeah. Yeah, please don't. No.
Yeah, that's not cool at all.
Yeah.
Poor Trudy.
Poor Trudy indeed.
So Tori's playing at being a witch, eh?
Yeah, apparently.
That's what it sounds like.
That's what it sounds like to me. Clearly has some issues.
Clearly.
Just a couple.
Yeah, a couple hundred.
What kind of drugs is she on then?
Yeah, so that just happened. Is that right? Like not terribly long ago? Because
yeah.
you said she has been held like Monday, as in yesterday? Doesn't matter. I was just curious.
No, I think her arraignment is scheduled for Monday, so this upcoming Monday.
So can we make a note of that to check in on that case?
Sure.
Because I'm curious. Like, last week as part of our Halloween, I did a story regarding cannibalism.
Yes.
Now that's not necessarily the case here.
Right.
There's nothing stated that Tori chowed down on Trudy.
Right.
But if you're cooking body parts, I mean, you'd figure that's probably the goal,
Yes, I would think so.
I would think so. Okay, well, that's very creepy.
You're welcome.
And gross. Hey.
Yes.
Have you ever been to Japan?
I have not.
Me neither.
I would love to.
Me too.
That would be cool.
Very cool.
That would be cool.
What do you think would be most cool about it? Like, what draws you to the place?
I think just the architecture and the lights and the technology and everything just seems so futuristic when you see images of it on the internet or wherever, right? Yep. Like it just seems really, really cool.
Well, I think you're right. Like I know that's what draws it for me is the technology and how integrated it is into their society.
Yes.
And I also like how cultured they are. And I don't mean that as in like, oh, pass me some more pheasant. But I mean like how much they adhere to tradition. Right.
It's true, yeah.
Like you're not going to walk I think you could probably feel safe almost anywhere in Japan, Right. I saw this, I don't know what he is, some YouTuber, TikToker, influencer type. So many things that I hate. And I can't remember his name. I might come up with it. But he went to Japan and was approaching people and saying, hit me. Come on, hit me. The Japanese wouldn't do it because they don't roll that way. Mm-hmm. He then went to South Korea, did the same thing. Yeah, they roll that way.
Yeah.
And he got the shit beat out of him, which is awesome. What was his name? Johnny Somali.
Okay.
Was the guy that he is a POS.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So happy he got done in. But anyway, we're going to take a little visit to Japan.
Yeah.
And Japan has a huge problem with an aging population.
Okay.
Their population is declining. You can buy a house, not in Tokyo, but outside of Tokyo and lots of places in Japan for almost nothing. It's tempting. But I'm not going to buy a house without ever having gone there.
No.
But anyways, with most of the population gone, residents of one village in Japan have come up with a novel plan to make it less lonely. Replacing people with puppets. Yeah, dude. And I don't mean like Casey or Finnegan on Mr. Dress-Up.
Kermit.
No, these aren't hand puppets. These are like life-size dolls.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Like the $5,000 sex dolls you can buy or something like that?
I know nothing of said things.
No?
No.
Yeah, right.
What do you mean, yeah, right? Okay, so fewer than 60 people live in Ichinono. I like that.
That's fun.
That is a good name. And most of them are past retirement age as younger people have moved away for jobs or education. So using old clothes, fabrics, and mannequins, residents have stitched together their own population of puppets to keep them company. Some of these puppets ride swings, others push firewood carts, smiling eerily at visitors. We're probably outnumbered by puppets, Hisao Yamazaki, an 88-year-old widow, told the Agence France press news agency. Most families in Ichinono used to have children, Yamazaki said, but the kids were encouraged to go somewhere else. We're now paying the price, she added. Japan has the highest percentage of people aged 65 and over in the world, according to data released last month by the country's Statistics Bureau ahead of its Respect for the Aged Day. While the total population is decreasing, the data show that the population aged 65 and over is at a record high of 36.25 million, accounting for 29.3% of the total population. Separate data from Japan's Internal Affairs Ministry shows the country's total population declined for the 15th consecutive year in 2023. It's with a record low of 730,000 newborns, but an all-time high of 1.58 million deaths. Japan's median age has been rising since 1950, with the figure reaching to 49.1 in 2023. According to an estimate by the Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific. So in Ichinono, the dolls are injecting some youth. Amid the overgrown greenery, a puppet girl wearing a sweater hood sways gently on a wooden swing, as if caught between stillness and life. Her friend, a boy with a big warming smile, stands on a scooter ready to go. Nearby, another puppet girl in a red helmet has been placed on a bike. Elsewhere, two life-size mannequins in farming clothes stand by an open metal tent in a crop field. The one on the left, in a hat and coat, leans forward, while another one in an orange jacket stands nearby.
We need to put up an infographic of this, because I'm trying to picture it in my head right now.
Bank on it. I've already started working on that.
Okay, excellent.
Under leafless trees in another part of the village, a family of 3 puppets collects wood and puts the logs in a smart cart. Propped outside a building and surrounded by a wheelbarrow and chairs, 2 more puppets appear to be enjoying the sunshine. Another, dressed in a checkered shirt and hat, looks out over a crop field towards a few small houses in the distance. There are some younger residents, including Ri Kato, 33, and Toshiki Kato, 31, who moved to the village from the city of Osaka after flexible working became possible due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Their son, Kiranoseki Kato, now 2, was Ichinono's first baby born in the village in 2 decades.
Wow.
That's weird, eh?
Mm-hmm.
And I actually, you've heard me talk before of the show Top Gear.
Yes.
One of the guys from it has a series of shows on Amazon Video, Amazon Prime. And this one, the first one is called James May, Our Man in Japan. And he goes to each of the major islands on Japan and tries different cultural stuff and food, and it's funny and it's good.
Interesting.
Anyways, he visits this village.
Okay.
And that's where I first learned about it a couple years ago. And it's not really eerie like you think it would be. But it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of cool because they haven't done them up to be sinister or frightening.
Right.
You know, like I'm sure if you're walking around at night for your first time there, you're gonna be, oh my, be a bit unsettling.
Right.
But they have like in the school, they have like a whole classroom full of like kid puppets sitting at desks. It's really cool, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's on the bucket list to visit there.
This video that you're talking about, did he visit it while there were mannequins there?
Oh yeah,
yeah?
On the show I'm talking.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I'll mention it to you again. Well, I'll say it right now. It's called James May, Our Man in Japan.
Okay.
And it's on, like I said, Amazon Prime Video.
Okay.
He also does one in Italy and one in India. I haven't seen either of those yet.
Okay.
But the Japan one's good. If you have any interest in Japan, you'll like it a lot.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's good.
I have a friend who moved to Japan.
Yeah.
And he never came back. He
Really?
still lives there. And he's lived there for, 20 years now, I guess.
Yeah, the people I know who went there to like teach English or whatever, they really liked it.
Yeah.
Do you know where he is in Japan? Like, is he in Tokyo?
I'm not really sure. I'm not
Yeah,
really sure.
cool.
I don't keep too close in touch with him, but he, I remember when he went out there, he was going out there for work or something like that, and he ended up just staying.
Huh.
He loved it that much, so.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You ever had sake?
I have had sake.
Do you like sake?
I do not like sake.
Oh, really?
It's disgusting. It is not for me.
Was it slightly warmed up?
Yes, it sure was.
As it should be.
Ugh.
Yeah, so that's the goings on, the puppet goings on in Nippon.
That's
You got another one for us, eh?
I do.
Ooh, what's
it's
it?
another like body part one, so.
Well, I like some body parts.
Yeah, apparently I'm still in the Halloween spirit.
Apparently. Are you a cannibal?
What?
Are you a cannibal?
Am I a cannibal?
Uh-huh.
No.
Okay,
Last time
good.
I checked. No.
Okay, carry on.
No. Not
But of
this
course
week.
you would say that,
Not,
wouldn't you?
Not this week anyway.
All right.
In Mesa County, Colorado, a human head and arms was found in a freezer in Grand Junction early this year, has been identified as belonging to a 16-year-old girl.
Oh, man.
On January 12th of this year, a family was cleaning out a house in Grand Junction, Colorado, that had previously belonged to this said girl's family. When they said they found gruesome remains in a chest freezer left by the previous owners. The items were determined to be a human head and forearms with the hands attached, the coroner's office said. 10 months later, through DNA, the body parts were found to belong to 16-year-old Amanda Overstreet, who the coroner's office said was a resident of both Grand Junction and the Harris County, Texas areas. The remainder of her body has not been located, but her death is being investigated as a homicide.
No kidding.
Shocker.
Well, she didn't do it to herself.
According to the Mesa County Sheriff's Office, Amanda was the biological daughter of the previous owner of the home. Her mother, Leanne, 55, a widowed homeowner, and Leanne's late husband, Bradley, was Amanda's stepfather. The agency said she has not been seen or heard from since April 2005.
This is the girl who
The
hasn't been heard
girl,
of?
the
Okay.
16-year-old girl.
Right.
She would have been about 16. They said there are no records that show she was ever reported missing, which is
Obvious.
very peculiar.
Unless it's a homicide.
Unless, well, yes.
Which
yes.
it probably is.
The circumstances surrounding her disappearance remain under investigation. Sam Troster is a neighbor who lives across the street. She said her neighbors moved out earlier that morning and the new ones showed up a bit later to start cleaning. It turns out that the new owners of the house posted online that they were looking to sell a bunch of the garbage that was left behind, scrap metal and things that people could repurpose. And there was a deep freezer that was posted up for grabs. Some people claimed to come pick up this deep freezer, and they stopped by to pick it up and asked whether they could use her... Okay, sorry, let me back up.
Yeah.
Let me try that part again.
Yep.
Sam went on to say that the people that came by to pick up the freezer came over to her house and asked to use her restroom, and that's when she started asking questions. I let them in, and cautiously I was like, what's going on? And they continued to tell me that they opened the freezer to empty it so they could transport it, and they said a head fell out. A human head. Wow. The investigation into Overstreet's death remains ongoing. So this poor girl, I'm assuming it was her stepfather, mother, dead. But before that, though.
Right? So she's been missing since 2005.
Yes, she's been missing since 2005.
Right.
So this Bradley is her stepfather.
Right. Who's since died.
So it sounds like he was alive when she was still there.
Yeah.
And her mother, Leanne.
But where's Leanne?
Don't know.
Because, so let me get this timeline right. Yes. So Leanne moved out.
Yes.
And then that next day or that day, the new owners came.
Yeah. So Leanne moved out. I think the house was in shambles is what I was getting from it.
Right.
Like a hoarder type house.
Yeah.
Somebody bought the property. They were coming in to clean it up to resell it. And they were selling off all the crap that was in this house.
Right.
So they never really looked through anything. And then someone came to get the freezer, opened it up, surprise.
Right, so obviously first and foremost, they're going to want to, hey, Leanne, where are you?
Yeah.
Because
they haven't released any information. This is like, this just happened. So they, it happened in January. They just determined that it was this girl.
Right.
So they're still investigating everything, including her biological father, who they're trying to sort out as well.
Because if Leanne knew that the body parts were in there, which...
How could you not?
Well, right. I mean...
come on.
If she disappeared in 2005, that means they've probably been in there since 2005.
Right.
What did you, Yeah. Oh, I forgot they were in there.
Yeah.
Right.
And to not report her missing.
Yeah, can you go...
Kind of sus.
Can you go to the freezer and get a pound of ground beef? Oh, don't worry about the head that's in there.
Just push past that.
Yeah. So...
Push it to the bottom.
Why would she leave it there if she knew? I mean, wholly indictable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
That's weird, dude.
Yeah, unless, play devil's advocate. She was never out there, and the stepfather did it, let's say. Put the body in there, and she just probably thought her daughter ran away or something. Who knows, right? There could be so many different scenarios, but still. It's very, very bizarre.
Can we flag that one again for
watch?
I'd
be curious to know how this all ends up.
Yeah, damn right.
Yeah. Because it's very peculiar.
And very unsettling.
Very unsettling.
Very unsettling.
Can you imagine you go to buy a freezer and you open it up? Oh my God, there's a head in here.
No. No, I can't. Especially and it rolled out.
Yeah.
How does it roll out?
I think they were trying to transport it. Maybe they were... Yeah,
let's pick this up. Oh my God, that's heavy. Oh, here's why. Yeah, right.
Jeez. How much decomposition happens if you're freezing a head?
I would doubt that.
Does any?
No, I mean, there'd be some bastard freezer burn going on. You wouldn't want to put it in the stew. Right?
No.
I don't think. But barring some power outage, shouldn't be any.
Yeah.
There would certainly be damage.
Yeah.
To the tissue, right? Like frostbite, basically.
Sure.
It would actually literally be freezer burn. It would be frostbite.
Like The Shining. Remember when he froze at the end in The Shining? And he was just... That's what I picture in my head.
I love that movie.
That's a good movie.
Darn right. I never watched that one around Halloween. Do you know what I did watch, though?
What did you watch?
I watched... I think I mentioned that already. I watched Midsommar.
Yeah, you did. We talked about this one.
Whatever. Yeah. But since then, I've watched the movie Smile.
Yes, you were telling me.
I
enjoy that one.
Yeah. You and Kara both suggested it.
Yeah.
And well done. It's a good movie. I will watch Smile too, although I can't imagine. Well, wait, how did that end? I don't say because I don't want to spoil it.
Because I don't remember.
Oh, okay. But I think actually it does leave the door open for.
Oh, I'm sure it probably did, right?
Yeah, it was good, man. Some good jump scares, which I'm not against, but it was good atmospheric scary too. So
that one that I was telling you about, where her
Yeah.
I don't want to give it away.
Yeah.
But the one scene that I was telling you about,
you sent
that
it to
one,
me.
whew,
Yeah, you sent
that
it
one
to me.
got me because I wasn't expecting it.
Well, no, because it was so well done. Because you
Yes.
thought, okay, good, they're gonna patch things up or whatever.
Yeah.
Wrong. Yeah, no.
It's good.
Yeah. So, anything else for the day?
I don't think so. I think that's it. It looks like it's bedtime outside.
No kidding.
Ugh, gross.
Yeah, but don't worry. So, what's the date? November 5th. So, like in...
Yeah, don't. You're just going to depress me
No,
more.
I'm not. In like 6 weeks, which isn't very long, right?
The days start getting longer again?
Right.
Okay.
Seriously. That's shorter than it's been since the beginnings of school.
Okay.
Quite a bit shorter, actually.
All right.
And then the days start getting longer.
Okay.
The nights getting shorter.
Okay.
The air getting colder.
Yeah, whatever.
That's all I got. Yeah. Do you want to say something to our peoples?
Sure.
Do it, please.
How about everybody go on their phones or computers, whatever you want to use, and look us up.
Yeah.
theabsurdpodcast.ca. You can go there. You can get our links to streaming platforms, Facebook, Instagram, all those things.
All those things. And if you want, shoot us an email or send us a message through Instagram or Facebook and, share your thoughts with us. And as others have done, if you have a story that you think is suitably absurd to put on the show, by all means, send it to us.
Yes, please.
Just send us a link. But please do tell us if you want your name in a shout out, your first and last name. And, And also, when you listen to us on Spotify or YouTube or wherever you prefer, please do give us a review and a rating, preferably 5 stars.
Yes.
And lastly, we do ask that you spread the word.
Please.
Share with friends.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Do you know what? I'm going to give one more shout out.
Okay.
If I may.
Please.
To my friend Tim.
Okay.
Tim Waters. Old friend. Like, he's actually younger than I am. But I mean, old as in I've known him forever.
Right.
And I saw him for the first time in a few years, just a couple weeks ago. I told him about the show, gave him one of our, QRs. And he loves it.
Good.
And he's actually he said 3 other buddies about it who also love it.
Sweet.
That's what we're talking about,
That's
yo.
great.
Yeah, eh?
That's exciting.
I just said yo.
You did say yo.
Yeah.
What a loser.
Ugh, I'll settle your ass. Yeah, so I think that's everything for today.
I think so.
Yeah, thanks everyone for coming by and listening, and hopefully you'll drop in again. Take care of yourselves and one another.
Bye.
Bye.
The Absurd Podcast is written, produced, and recorded by Rod and Mal. Music by Audionautics.com.